good in the hood? What's bumping in the country and what have you heard in the suburbs? It's Adrian with the weekly rugged rundown. No deep dive, just quick hits, hard opinions, no fits in it. Three topics for my rugged noise segment. We have a quick rugged sports section, and we will end it with my favorite segment of them all, Sap Sucker. If you're from the Sap, you ever heard the term Sap Sucker. If you don't know what it is when a person do some good shit, and I definitely call them out on it. Hold tight after the intro. We going in. You already know. All right, let's get it popping with our rugged noise topic. Number one, let's start the rundown with something that just broke. If you was on your phones this weekend, then you already saw the headline. Shedeur Sanders is unalive. Now, their name doesn't fail right away. Let me remind you who Shedeur Sanders was. He was the Sangamon County Sheriff deputy who shot his son 3 times in the face in her own kitchen. Let's not forget that. After she called 911, she thought somebody was outside of her house. She called for help, and she was unalive for it. Now, let me show you again so I can refresh your memory of exactly who this gentleman was of Shedeur. There he is, Shedeur Grayson. This is the officer who came out and he unalive Miss Shedeur Massey. Shot her 3 times in her kitchen. And for the ones who don't remember exactly what happened with that,
pot with red and white cooking mittens.
Now, as you see right here, she was grabbing mittens because she had something hot in a pan on the stove. And what you see here is the officer with his hands up. Of course, I'm not going to go into that too much more, but Grayson got convicted last October, not on first degree, second degree. Now, which that already had a lot of people upset. And in January, the judge gave him the max, 20 years. Now, only 6 months. That's how long he lasted. He died Sunday. Still in the cell, Bowling Council State. He had already spread to his liver and lungs before he even pulled the trigger on Shedeur Massey. Now, let that set in a little bit. Let me say this part again, because it matters a lot. He had already had counsel when he killed her. He knew he was already done. He killed and he did it anyway. And in May, 6 months into his sentence, this man had the nerve to ask the state for early release, compassionate release, because he was in turmoil. Illinois said, nope. 3-0 vote. 3 weeks later, he was gone anyway. Now, shows you the video of what happened. Now, here's why I need y'all to think and be with me instead of reacting like a lot of us have today. Because I already know how this is going to get framed online. Justice, karma. I don't like ugly, which all those things are true. I get it. But Counsel didn't know who Shedeur Massey was. Counsel wasn't a jury, and Counsel didn't hold him accountable for anything. He just ran his clock. And Counsel beat it before the system did. Now, that's the part that should actually bother you, because Shedeur mother, her son, and her daughter, they didn't get closure out of this. They got a phone call that the man who unalived their mother, their daughter, has been unalived of an illness that he already had. Ben Crump put out a statement for the family, and I'm not going to give you the line. I'm only going to give you the line that matters. He said, Grayson death in custody, quote, does not bring son back. That's it. That's the whole story in 6 words. 20 years didn't bring her back either. Nothing does. Now, so don't let anybody turn this into kind of like a feel-good ending, because the real story was never really about Shedeur Grayson as a man. It was about how he got the badge in the first instance. This man bounced around through so many law enforcement agencies before Sangamon County even hired him. Nobody called him. Nobody flagged him. It took Shedeur Massey unaliving for Illinois to pass a law. They called it the Shedeur Massey Act now, forcing all departments to actually check an officer record before handing him a gun and a badge. And that's very important. Not that a killer died, that it took a body for the system to do what it should have done the whole time. Now, let's get into rugged noise, topic number 2. All right, let's shift gears from the courtroom in Illinois to the courtroom in Denver, from the badge to a bank statement. Y'all know my man, Coach Prime Time. The biggest story out of Boulder right now isn't about football, and it isn't about the son you may think. It's about Shedeur Sanders. Played safety at Colorado. He was stopped the NFL, throwing paws on the folks. Now he was almost $12 million. That tracks back to 2015 when Shedeur was a 15-year-old in high school in Dallas and got into it with a security guard named John Darjean over a cell phone. Darjean says Shedeur elbowed him, kept hitting him after he went down, and left him with permanent nerve damage in his neck. Shedeur says it's self-defense, but when the case actually went to trial in 2022, Shedeur was a no-show. No lawyer, no Shedeur, nothing. So the judge gave Darjean everything he asked for. Default judgment, $11.89 million. So Shedeur files for bankruptcy in 2023, trying to wipe that debt clean, and it's been dragging through the court ever since. There's a trial now, starts August 31st in Denver, deciding one question: was that injury willful and malicious, or was it self-defense? If it's willful and malicious, the debt survives bankruptcy. If not, Shedeur walks. So, man, listen. Shedeur. See, this is where I got a problem with this whole situation at with Shedeur. Is he was 15 years old. It's just hard pressed for me to believe that he beat up this grown man, right? This bad. Not only was this a grown man, this grown man was supposed to be the damn security guard. So what security guard are you if you got the kids beating you up over a cell phone? I don't know how much I believe this, but here's the part where Coach Prime gets fooled, right? So he got subpoenaed to testify on August 11th. A Boulder County deputy shows up at Colorado to serve him papers. And you gotta check the timing on my coach, man. That same practice was locked down under the tightest media rules of Deion's whole team. Reporters had to turn their phones in. The university emailed press, quote, nothing observed at this may be reported, published, or posted, broadcast, or otherwise shared. You gotta think, good old Coach Prime at the time had a deputy come out and he was turned away. They said the coach was unavailable. The story got out anyway. Reporters actually leaked it in spite of the gag. Now think about that. Think about that fact. Coach, and it makes sense because Coach got a game. So he can basically tell, hey man, I don't want nobody out here. I don't want, cameras on my practice because of privacy. You know what I'm saying? You got a game around people. But it's a little suspicious that at the same time that you've been served, Coach. I don't blame you. Hey, I don't blame you. If you got the power to stop it, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Now, but you got people who, are asking the obvious question. Was that blackout really a game plan secrecy over Coach Prime trying to duck the process, trying to duck the service on campus? Like I said, either way, if he was, I think it was genius. His lawyers has since sent a subpoena squashed everything, saying that it's too close to it's a burden because it's too close to the game opener. We'll see if it's accepted. Again, I think this is something that's being ran through the ground. I don't really think nothing's gonna come out of this. I think this man been chasing money from Charlotte since he's been a teenager. I think they need to leave Coach alone, man. Let Coach focus on them Jackets down here in Atlanta. And hey, Coach, keep ducking and dodging, my guy. Keep ducking and dodging. On to topic noise number 3. Now, let's go down to Baton Rouge because this last one's going to be sick. Video come out at LSU last week, Wednesday, August 19th, lunchtime, in the student union. Two young women, both LSU shirts on, one of them dragging something behind her on a rope. It's a black baby doll. Ropes tied around his neck. Now, I need y'all to let that picture sit in for a second before we get into the explanation, because there's only one thing that imagery calls up for black folks in this country, and it's not a joke, and it's not a toy. It's a rope around the neck being dragged, especially with the recent situation in Mississippi right now. Now, one side of this, a woman claiming to be the mother of the black student, walking alongside of the one holding the rope, got online and said that her daughter had that doll for over a year. That the two of them were just trying to be funny, no racist intent, and that she made her daughter apologize to the RA and get rid of it. None of that's been verified by LSU. It's just a mom on Facebook, I think, trying to get ahead of the internet. And LSU said almost nothing that I'm. The Office of Student Affairs says they're investigating. That's it. Days go by, no names, no findings, no statements, no student bodies. A mother of a black freshman had to email the university president herself demanding answers. Her words, this is not simply about a dog. She's right. Because here's what people keep trying to skip past with stories like this. The intent and the impact are two different conversations. Maybe those girls really thought it was funny. I can't read that one. But impact doesn't care what's in your heart. A black body dragged by a rope in front of a crowd and not one person stopping it. That's a symbol with 300 years of weight behind it, showing up on a college campus in 2026. And the university response was solid. Now, here's another problem I have with it, because good old Lane Kiffin, who was the coach at Ole Miss, had a big problem with the Confederate flag being on the Ole Miss campus, and he tried to make I think it was a recruitment kind of jab at them after he left. I wonder, is Lane Kiffin gonna have anything to say about this? We'll see. I would show y'all your video, but my camera's still adding up on this one, so we're gonna move right along to the rugged sports section. And in this section, I'm gonna show you how Deshaun Watson already knew that he was going to be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Now, moving right along into the rugged sports section, one of my favorite sections of this whole episode. It's about Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Listen, I'm about to show y'all 3 videos, right? I'm about to show you proof that the organization had already knew Deshaun Watson was going to start at quarterback. This was not a fair battle. This was all optics. They already knew. They had already discussed this with Deshaun Watson. I'm going to show you 3, not 1, 3 videos. And before I say anything, I'm going to show 3 videos back to back to back. And then I want y'all to tell me, what did y'all hear in all of them? Let's start with the first one right here, right?
One day at a time, and whatever comes, that's how we're going to, go about the situation.
Do you feel like you have to maybe kind of lock down this competition in this joint practice on Thursday? It seems like you passed the first big hurdle against the Bears, and now this is the next one sort of before he makes his decision. Do you feel like you've got to really nail it on Thursday?
No, I mean, every opportunity for me, I just want to go out there and prove that I'm capable of being a starter. But as far as just nailing it and trying to, my main focus is just trying to improve. I'm not really focused on just the competition. I think the front office and Coach Monken is going to make that decision based on.
Okay, so I'm going to go back just a little bit more. Listen carefully to what he said. He thinks.
I think the front office and Coach Monken.
One more time, he thinks what?
Front office and Coach Monken is going to make that decision. I think the front office and Coach Monken is going.
Okay. Video number 2.
Again, it goes back to what Todd and the organization, the coaching staff want. So again, every opportunity that I get, I want to continue to improve.
Say that one more time. What did he say?
Todd and the organization, the coaching staff want. So again, every opportunity that I get, I want to continue to improve.
I'll let y'all hear one more time now. He said who?
Todd and the organization, the coaching staff want. So
And I'm not gonna say nothing. But let's go to video number. Now this one right here, this one I want you to hear, listen to it, and this wraps it all up right here. This wraps everything up. This tells you and confirms everything that you need to know.
You said that you didn't have any doubts in your mind that you worried about never playing again, but I guess were there any doubts about if you would get another chance in Cleveland to be the starting quarterback?
No, and that's just from internal conversations.
So the reporter asks, did he get any doubts that he would be the starter of Cleveland, be the starter of Cleveland at quarterback? And he clearly said no from internal conversations. Mind you, this video right here is from the spring.
Have any doubts in your mind that you worried about never playing again, but I guess were there any doubts about if you would get a chance in Cleveland to be the starting quarterback?
No, and that's just from internal conversations.
Have you thought about what you want to do?
So, right there alone, I have shown y'all 3 videos. Deshaun Watson has told everybody himself. He told everybody. The organization told everybody. Todd Monken had to do what he had to do. That was a charade. That was obvious. The decision that was already made. Now, one would say, well, why? I don't believe it's about the $40 million. I believe it's more about ego. The money is spent. The money is gone. He played 0 snaps last year and got $38 to $40 million. So why all of a sudden paying him this year means anything? 2, on top of that, why would you not want the return on your investment to be higher? Meaning, you have invested more on Shedeur Sanders. You're getting bigger return. Ticket sales, jersey sales, all of the above from him. You have invested 6 years and $230 million in Deshaun and have gotten 19 games. So it's obviously not performance-based. This is all optics. This is the management. This is the ownership of Cleveland telling everyone, we don't give a damn what y'all say. We don't give a damn about your tickets. We don't give a damn about winning. We give a damn about our ego being fractured because we paid this man this much money and we want to get something out of it, which makes 0 sense because you had 5 years to get it. Really, this is the story that people need to talk about. We keep talking about, the story about Deshaun coming back from his injuries and, had to overcome a lot of things mentally. What about the mental problems that Shedeur is going to have, or would have, or could have? Could you blame him? Imagine what he's going through mentally since last year and this year, knowing that no matter how good you play, no matter how good you are, this organization has got you there on a rope and they're not going to do anything with you. You're going to sit there and you're going to game 4 or 5, they might throw you in and say, hey, Shedeur, save us now. By that time, the morale of the team is gone because the season has already been given to them, that's thrown away. Adding Deshaun Watson as your starting quarterback has told your team that the season is gone. I'm throwing Shedeur Sanders in there in game 4, game 5, saying, hey, now we're going to give him a shot. No. If I was Shedeur, I'd be like, now it's a mental game that they're playing with this man. They're wrong. You will go down in history of having the worst coaches and the worst management of any professional organization in history. Period. Point blank. And whomever get the rights to do the 30 for 30 Shedeur Sanders, you're going to make a killing when you get the inside scoop of whatever they got going on with this kid, man, because they really holding it on him, man. And I really feel sorry for him. I'm genuinely speaking, I feel sorry for Shedeur Sanders. If you have paid closely attention to what has been happening, you understand and know that he's been getting shafted. And hey, man, there's really nothing anyone can do at this point but sit back. But what I'm not going to do is watch. I'm not going to support Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to watch a game. I watched the highlights after the game was over. I'm not buying any merch until you do right by Sanders. And I'm putting out this pledge right now to everyone that see what's happening to Shedeur Sanders. Don't buy no ticket. Don't buy no merch until they do right by him, because giving him reps and acting as if he's getting a shot at quarterback when the decision is already made, it's just a smack in our face. You just laughing, you just playing in our face now. Yeah, any money until they do right. Moving on to my favorite section, the sap sucker section. Coming right on up. All right. Going into the sap sucker segment, I'm about to play this video, man. I'm a former athlete. I played football, and I don't think I've ever seen or heard of this happening before in my life, ever. So before I say anything, I'm gonna show y'all these people, and I'm gonna tell you. Well, once you watch the video, you're gonna see why I added them as my sap suckers of the week. But tell me in the comments, have you ever seen this before? Again, before we go, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That helps. It goes a long way, and it's free. Don't charge you nothing. But check this out and let me know.
Going after this kid just to go after him, because that was not my intention at all.
Addison says she was watching her brother get targeted.
Seeing what they were doing to him and nobody stopping it, that kind of.
So we're going to go back. This is our brother. This is what I was upset about right here.
Get targeted.
Seeing what they were doing to him and nobody stopping it, that kind of made me like the last choice of, okay, somebody has to stop this.
She says another player grabbed her brother's face mask and slung him around several times. When she saw him hit in the ribs, she had enough.
That's when I started to be like, no, I'm done watching this.
Her mother, Elizabeth Chumbley, was watching too.
So I'm seeing my son on the ground being attacked.
Now, she, the mother, is the really sapsucker of this whole situation, because you shouldn't even sign your son up to play football.
This wasn't just a football play. This was him on the ground being physically attacked by this other player.
Elizabeth believes coaches should have stepped in, but makes it clear her daughter should not have gone onto the field.
I made sure that she understood quickly that her behavior, that was inappropriate. You shouldn't have jumped over the fence.
Not only was Addison removed from school property.
Let me go back, y'all. Look at the little girl face when the mom is saying this. Now tell me, did
I made sure that she understood quickly that her behavior, that was inappropriate. You shouldn't have jumped over the fence.
Look, do that look like a face that got in any trouble? Get out.
Not only was Addison removed from school property, she was charged with disorderly conduct and assault. But her attorney says that's a reach. She was just protecting her little brother.
I believe her little brother was actually being abused on that football field.
Now, this is what makes me mad. That man coming on there as a lawyer saying that the little boy was getting abused on the football field. There was no flags thrown. This is at the end of the game. No coaches, not even on his side, has said anything. But all of a sudden, the mother and the little girl can dictate how much physical violence is happening to their son and older brother that she needs to jump over a fence and go and attack another kid. Man, if y'all don't get y'all that, sap suckers of the week. And honorable mention goes to the lawyer. Yeah, for representing. It's getting wild out here, man. But that's it for the week. We're gonna wrap it all up, man. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Look forward to this every week. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching.
Just the real and the bruise. Turn it up, leaning close. Adrian speaks.